right. Here we go. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Coming to you live from our beautiful retreat center here. Just wanted to send a lot of gratitude and love to everybody out there who's standing up, showing up, getting excited, being part of this incredible shift that's happening right now that is fully on and engaged. And along with all the gratitude I wanted to share for all the incredible people that are my friends and family and clients and just soul family around the globe. Just a reminder that we came here for one of the greatest shifts in history ever. And that shift is fully happening right now. And I know most of the people that I'm engaged with not only are aware of this and are super excited and doing their best every day and in every moment to hold that frequency of excitement, the higher frequencies of gratitude, kindness, compassion for others, holding a lot of space for a lot of people right now that are going to be red-pilled pretty soon. And such an exciting time that so much is getting ready to go down in the United States and around the world, but the US is kind of the focus that all the other people in all the other countries are looking at. And anybody that's been following the information drops outside of the completely corrupt and deceptive mainstream media knows that big things are happening. They have been happening, and it's getting ready to go mainstream. So what a great time to celebrate. What a great time to be thankful. And really, our number one key in every moment is to hold our frequency. Hold our frequency in gratitude. What are you grateful for right now? And no matter where we are, and no matter what amazing things or challenges that we're experiencing, we have a choice of what to focus on. And if we're aware, we know, or at least we can trust, that focusing on something to be grateful for raises our vibration, and therefore it attracts like a magnet, because every thought, every word, and the emotion that we put behind that is a magnet. It's what's creating our reality. It's what's affecting this quantum vibrating holographic field that we're in. It's law. And so you may have to test this out for a while because you may be skeptical. There's a lot of programming that we've received. There's a lot of programming that's going on in the external. But that's why it's so key to come inward and set your frequency from here, from that excitement place, that place of creation where you get to choose what you're going to radiate out onto the holographic field, the vibrating quantum field. And so the invitation is, let's clear anything. I got a bunch of stuff popping up on my screen. Thank you for the love and the hearts. It's asking me to invite people on, and I'm not even sure who they are. Maybe I'll get to that. Anyway, it shows that there's about 37, 40 people out. How amazing. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Another holiday that was created based on deception, but once again, we've turned it around and shifted the energies in making it a completely heart-based, loving event where people get together. So I intend that people are getting together in huge numbers out there, not paying any attention to any attempts to squash you down or to put you in fear or to have you wearing your masks, and, just be the conscious observer of what's going on right now. And just know and trust that it's waking up a lot of people. Because even the people that are still maybe following the mainstream media, I don't know who that is, but apparently there's people out there that are still haven't figured that out yet. Just have compassion for them, because what's going to get revealed in the United States alone over the next probably week to 30 days it's going to be undeniable, and it's going to wake up a lot of people. And so our invitation is to hold space for the people that, many of you know how it works. And I explain this in a lot of my videos and in my book, Waking Up in the Dream. When I was first working with my mentor, one of my mentors, everybody's my teacher, everybody. And that's really key to understand. Everybody is our teacher, especially the ones that we judge or that trigger us, because they're mirroring us and they're showing us frequencies and judgments or less than thoughts or frequencies that we may still be holding. So it's really key to pay attention to this, because this is the way out. And this is what's creating this incredible shift with these energies coming into the planet. So what I was sharing around watching mainstream media or not watching mainstream media is the reason these people are going to be shocked coming up is because they've taken on a belief system. And that belief system, just like I realized when I was working with my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, in 2001, he got this very small group that I was working with to really discover what our belief system was. And it was one of the biggest aha moments for me, because I realized all my beliefs came from outside of me. They weren't even mine. They came from my parents, my grandparents, history. I was tossed into Catholic school from 2nd grade until 9th grade. It was all judgment all the time, all judgment all the time. And so when I realized that everybody, for the most part, not everybody, but many, are reacting to anything that challenges their belief system. So what's going to happen? You're going to get triggered all day long, and you're going to have judgments all day long, because the ego is going to react, because it was set up to protect you. And unless you've figured this out and gone in and done the dismantling process, which I outline in my book, and I take every single client that I work with through this process. Because until you can see this program, the program's running you. And we're all running programs. I mean, a program to be consciously aware, to be loving, to keep your frequency in excitement, gratitude, happiness, joy, compassion. That's a program as well. But that's a consciously aware program, as opposed to a lot of the programs that people are running that are injected into society through external means of media, advertisement, religion, and things like, and movies, symbolism, and things like that. So when we begin to awaken, we begin to see that the belief system is actually keeping us in a very small bubble. It's true. Every belief, unless your belief is something like, I held on to two, like I am an unlimited divine being. And not am I and are we, speaking for everybody here because we're all mirrors, unlimited. And how many people really believe that? Do you really believe that you are unlimited? Really? Because the truth of it is that we are. And only our belief system and those limiting thoughts and information that we've taken on from the external world can keep us from manifesting anything. Anything that we can imagine is already created. There's no such thing as time. Yeah, take that one in. Again, I'm going to say that to Jeff again so he really gets it again. Because I'm just talking to Jeff right here to remind him. Anything that you can imagine already exists. It's not in the future. There is no future. Everything is just vibrating right now. Third dimension, fourth, fifth, 12th, however many dimensions there are, I don't know. I don't know that stuff. But I do know frequency, and I do know vibration, and I understand that every thought and every imagination, coupled with excitement that we put behind it, excitement is the key word because that raises your vibration. They're magnets. So, I share with people so they can understand it as anything that you can imagine is already surrounding you. It's already on a timeline that's vibrating at a certain frequency. So when we raise our level of excitement and we imagine what we desire and we see it as already here right now, it's already here. So the mind wants to think that things are in the future. I'll be happy when I get this amount of money, when I attract my soulmate. No. Because what the subconscious mind does is it only knows how to take direct orders. So if you're programming it, and I know people are doing it unconsciously because I didn't figure this stuff out for a long time. I just lived in frustration. And so the subconscious only knows how to take a direct order. So if you say, I am attracting this or that, it'll go, okay, he's still attracting it, meaning it's not here yet. So when we give the direct message to the subconscious that it's already here. So what I share with everybody when I journey with them and they go through the Waking Up in the Dream course and trainings, you begin your morning while your head's still on the pillow. You just woke up out of what we call the sleeping dream. Now you're in this dream because we're dreaming all the time. Do you understand that? Yeah, my teacher got me to understand that. We're dreaming all the time. And this is just thoughts and frequencies and vibrations happening inside of our head, and we're manifesting it in these incredible bodies, and we get to connect with these incredible people and incredible nature and incredible food and music and sound and love and animals, and we get to experience more of everything that we focus on and give our energy to. So every thought, every word, and the emotion that we put behind that, again, is a magnet. So when we're attracting these realities that we are desiring to attract, whether we're doing it consciously or unconsciously, the key is every morning, start your day off while your head's still on the pillow. Clear any thoughts that want to run in the mind, because we're running 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day. It's super, super key to get really clear, because otherwise the chatter's just going to keep feeding off of itself, because that's what it does. That's why meditation is really key. You could call it meditation, and if you're not into meditation, then just get into dropping in to your own reality. And the way to do that is to take some deep breaths, which calms the mind. Drop down into your heart and start to feel. Instead of thinking, feel it. Because you're going to attract your reality through magnetizing the feeling. You can have the thought of it, you can envision it, you see it as already here, but it's the feeling, it's the vibration of the feeling that really magnetizes it to us. So, 44 people, how wonderful. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm in Thailand, so I'm in the future. It's Saturday morning here. No, it's Friday morning here. Difficult to keep days straight sometimes. I don't really roll with days too much. And I enjoy that, only having to be somewhere at a specific time. I've tapped out of the matrix as much as possible, but how wonderful to have this incredible technology. And to be at this retreat center where people come and they do deep healing and celebration and deep breathing and sound healing and eating healthy food and tapping into nature and grounding their feet in and swimming in the saltwater pool. And it's just wonderful to be able to connect with people on this level through this technology. I mean, look at what's happening here. I'm talking into a 10-cent plastic phone. It's not even plugged in to the wall or a network. And I'm supposedly connected with 40 plus people right now in real time around the world. The reason this is happening, check this out, is because we agreed to it. Okay? And just be open to that if you don't think you consciously did. But it's just like med beds are coming. People are like, med beds are coming. Other people like me are like, I know they exist. Not only do they exist, but I know we have the capability when our DNA is all activated, which it's been intentionally switched off by those that didn't want us to wake up. So we think about something like the newer technologies, med beds, and we water the seeds, and guess what happens? A year or two later, they're all here. Same thing happened with the phone. Guess what's going to be next? Free energy. And that's such an oxymoron, isn't it? Energy's always been free. Feel it. It's everywhere. But only the dark ones harnessed it and decided to charge us for it. Tesla knew all this stuff. That's why they took him out. But he got to inject the thought of the possibility into our holographic reality and our mindset. And now we've been watering these seeds, and now we all came here for this incredible, magnificent time that the shift is on. So we're going to be seeing free energy this year, not in 5 to 10 years, this year. We're going to be able to, I was riding on my scooter yesterday. This thing is so quiet. It doesn't have gears. You just hit the throttle. This thing will go up to like 80 in like 5 seconds, but it purrs like a kitten. It's so quiet. And I was thinking yesterday as I'm riding through kind of the woodsy jungle, which I try and do every day because it just gets me excited, man. There's so many butterflies and dragonflies, and even though it's winter here, it's still really warm. They call it winter. But there's orchids, white orchids and yellow buds and purple flowers, and Thailand's a very heart-based, earthy energy. It's just so alive with plants and life. And so, as I was riding my scooter, which is already quiet, I mean, you can hardly hear it when you're cruising, I'm thinking the next thing is complete a bike that just rolls. You don't have to put gas into it. They already have this technology. So, why am I sharing this? And why am I excited about it? Because I know when I'm excited about it, and I know when we all agree on it in the collective, it must manifest. It's like when you're lying on your pillow in the morning and you're envisioning what you have already pulled into your reality. Again, not what you're going to manifest in the future. You see it as already here. It's already here. The abundance, the clients, the music, the art, the connectivity, anything you desire. If you can imagine it, it already exists. It's already vibrating on a timeline. And so imagine these timelines like little rays of light. See every one of those stars behind me? Imagine that as one of your desires. It's already there. It's simply a matter of aligning the frequency to 100% yes. Like, I know it. And it might take a little bit to catch up, and you might have to take some action. But trust me, and don't listen to me. Don't believe me like my teacher said. Don't believe me. Don't believe yourself, but test it out for yourself. But when I say trust me, I mean I have received these downloads from other people that I investigated, and I found them to be true. So when you get excited and you know you've manifested whatever it is, then you can relax. You don't need to keep doing affirmations. You don't need to do two-handed tapping. And I mean, you can do that, amplify the field, but you only really need to agree that it's already here one time. If your agreement is 100% yes. So when we go to manifest things every day, every morning, which I highly recommend, because if we don't, usually those same programs and 50 to 80,000 thoughts are running all day long, all day long, all day long. And that's why the media does the same thing. Lack, you're not good enough, you need to buy this, you need to buy that. Lack, fear, doubt, judgment. So our biggest invitation is to track our frequency in every moment and get excited. And that's why I come on and do this stuff, because number one, I love to connect. And number two, I'm reminding myself every single time. I don't know if there's anybody out there. I'm looking at myself talking into a phone right now. It's a magical dream. And when we get excited about it every morning and we take that time, it could just be 5 to 10 minutes. I lay in bed for a half hour to an hour and I breathe into every cell and I raise my vibration. And why do I breathe into every cell? Because every one of these trillions of cells has been unconditionally loving on me and you since we've been in the womb. And guess what? They're consciously aware. Every single one of these trillions of cells is aware, it's conscious, and it's listening to every single thought, every single word, and the emotion that we put behind that. Yeah, that's a big one to download and be aware of every day. Never say anything like, I'm so sick of the... No, no, no. Be very aware. And this is why I take people through a deep journey of learning to track the frequency of each thought and each word, and then the emotion, which is the vibration, or let's say the magnet that's pulling that and attracting that into our vibrating quantum field, which is our life, another word for that. So being very aware and learning, and learning to catch every judgment. Judgment is the biggest addiction on the planet. It's the #1 program to keep people separated. And I wrote a whole chapter on judgment in my book, Waking Up in the Dream, because I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to be a judgeaholic in Catholic school. Everything was about judgment. Everything. You're going to hell. If you look at a girl, you're going to hell. If you say a cuss word, you're going to hell. And when is this going to hell going to happen? On Judgment Day. It's a perfect setup that you're in fear your whole life and you don't think you're good enough. That's why religion was set up by people so you would put your power in external sources. Yeah, you can be thankful to God. I'm thankful to the Creator. But I don't give my power away. I know that I'm creating my reality with my thoughts and my words and my highest vibration, which is love and gratitude and excitement. And if I have a thought or a fear, I've trained myself to catch it. I stop immediately. Because here's the thing with programs. You can be aware that you had a judgment or a fear, but unless we go in and clear it, guess what? It's going to come back around again. Because that's built into our soul's evolution. Because we can't clear a program unless we can see it. So that's why it's really key to track the frequency and the vibration of every thought and every word and every feeling. Hatred is the lowest emotion. Anger is very low. Fear, doubt, unworthiness. So we're going to have those thoughts from time to time. We don't need to judge ourselves about it. We just train ourselves to go, oh, I just had a less than thought. I'm still running a less than program that's attached to maybe the reptilian part of my brain. I don't like that word, but that's what they named it, and it's probably pretty true. But, you just tune in and you go, okay, I'm going to take a breath. There's still a little piece of a program, so I'm going to clear it. So how do you clear it? You feel it fully, and you go, what is this trying to teach me or show me? Every time we have a judgment or a trigger, it's about us. It's never about the thing out there. The thing out there is the mirror. Most people have it 180 degrees backwards. It's a hologram. It's reflecting back to us the frequencies that we're holding within. And yes, the collective as well. Because you know, the first thing somebody would say if they're asking a question would go, well, I'm not a pedophile and I'm not poisoning people. Granted. But society, as a collective, when we took the pill of separation, or whatever you want to call it, we took on some dark stuff, and so we're here to heal this. So let's get back to the topic of this before I wrap it up. The shift is on. The shift is on. Are you guys excited? I mean, here's the deal. No matter what other people talk about, align yourself with people that are going to mirror you and support you in a non-judgmental environment. My mantra is anything less than love is unacceptable in my field, in my friendships, in my living space, and anywhere I go. I don't judge people. I just hold space of compassion if others are suffering. But I won't allow them to pull me down. I won't allow them to pull me into their story. I'm just very calmly, I'm like, okay, if you want to talk about that, I'm over here. I just duck out. I don't allow that to be in my space anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not paying attention. Anybody that sees my feed knows that I've been an advocate to expose pedophilia, human trafficking, adrenochrome, Hollywood, the dark ones in the media, the poisoning of our food, air, and water in our minds. I'm not afraid to go there, but I don't let it pull me down. And so you've got to learn that you don't go out and deal with that stuff unless you can hold your frequency. Because if it pulls you down, now you're sucked into it. So the great news is we are at the greatest time in recorded history, and everybody is waking up now. And it looks like a lot of people aren't. But trust me, within the next week to 30 to 60 days, there's going to be so many big reveals that people aren't going to be able to deny it. And they're going to see that the people that own the main television stations of programming, they're going to be exposed. And those people, I wouldn't want to be one of them, but we're going to be asked to have compassion and forgive everybody. We don't know if they got hijacked. We don't know if their lives got threatened. We don't know if they got MK Ultra'd. We don't want to hold judgment against anybody. Because why? Because it's a low vibrational frequency. It's going to attract more low vibrational frequencies into our vibrating hologram, because every thought, every word, and the emotion frequency that we're holding is a magnet. So, this is really key. Really key. Hold space for everybody that doesn't see yet. Because really, if you really want to know, we're all in kindergarten right now. It's so silly that we would have to talk about not judging and not hating and everybody's connected, but we've been programmed so heavily that this is what we're doing right now. We're undoing the spells and the spelling and the way we use words and our self-talk. And what an incredible time to be alive. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So, I want to say thank you to every single person that has, just every single person. You don't even have to do anything. I just want to say thanks. But yeah, everybody that's connected, everybody that's supported the Waking Up in the Dream journey, the book, the courses, holding space for other people, taking those tools forward and sharing them with other people just by embodying them, by undoing your judgments, your programs, your wounds. This is it. We're here to heal. And that's the key. And a lot of people don't like the word or to think that they have to heal, because the ego doesn't like that. It doesn't want to accept the fact that we've been wounded or we've been, brainwashed or whatever. Just get over it. The energies are here to assist us with this right now more than ever. Things are happening quickly. The main invitation is just to forgive everybody that's ever done anything wrong to you. That doesn't mean that what they did is right. It just means that you're now going to heal and clean your frequency. Because you understand that if you're holding any lack of forgiveness to your parents or anybody that abused you or anybody that assaulted you in any way, I know I work with these people that have been really, really harmed. It happened to me in my childhood too, you know? And I turn it around and I find the gift. And this is really key. And your ego might not like that if you've been through some intense stuff. It might go, that's not a gift. But let's look at it from a soul's perspective. If you can be open to the fact that every single thing that's happening in your dream journey was an agreement. It was already agreed upon by your soul's journey before we came down here. And I used to go, there's no way I would have decided to go through all this pain and suffering and wanting to commit suicide several times in my life just because I was in so much pain and I didn't understand how to get out of it, you know? And so thank God I met my teachers and I had just the willingness. I mean, the only reason I really stayed, to be honest with you, and didn't commit suicide was because it would have hurt the people that love me. So I didn't do it. And I was like, okay, fuck, I'll stay. And then, you know, I end up meeting people like Don Miguel Ruiz and all these other people that showed me how the dream worked. And then I began to understand frequency and spelling and the words that we use. And I began to commit. And then I had to learn and teach myself what's the fastest way if I was going to share this with somebody to completely shift, to completely heal anything that happened to them, all that childhood conditioning, all the limiting thoughts that we all took on, all the limiting programming. How would I share that with somebody in the fastest amount of time? And that's when I wrote Waking Up in the Dream, because I didn't find it in any other book. Hey, Tim, great to see you. I didn't find it in any other book or seminar. I spent over $100,000 and I never had a lot of money. I was always in lack because that was the fear-based program that I downloaded in my family. Nothing against them. It's just what we went through. And I had to figure that out. And I never planned on writing a book ever. Ever. But I started jotting it down. It's like, Jeff, you definitely want to remember this. You definitely want to remember this. And that's what became the Waking Up in the Dream book. And for anybody that's interested or knows somebody that's really, you know, could use some assistance, this is a step-by-step guided manual. And it's not even that big. You can go through it really quick. But what it will have you doing every morning, you will be tracking the frequency of your thoughts and your words like never before. And you will begin to have aha moments, because in the first 2 weeks you'll start to see, oh my God, I've been running all these automatics, what I call in the book. Because most people are either automatic reactors, like you see it everywhere. Judgment, 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 triggered, 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 triggered. That used to be me. I was a judgeaholic, big time. I was just taught to be that. And then you see the people that are conscious observers. And that's when everything starts to shift, because you dismantle your entire belief system, because your belief system's blocking you. There's infinite possibilities that are trying to come in all the time, but the ego goes, I already know, I already know, I already know, or no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. It's okay to point out things that are wrong, but be very careful, because the ego will keep you from being open-minded because it scares it. And we've got to be able to see that program. Once you dismantle the belief system and go, I know nothing. The only thing I know is love is the answer in every situation. I only kept 2 beliefs. Love is the answer in every situation, and I am an unlimited divine being. Truly unlimited. Again, I spoke about this in the beginning. Do you truly believe that you're unlimited? Think about that for a second. Do you truly believe that you can manifest anything? Watch what the ego does. Watch what it comes back with. If you've been doing some work, you're like, yeah, I know. We can manifest anything. That's the exciting part. Love it. Get excited. Can you feel it when you get excited? When you get playful? We get older, we take on all these programs and we stop being silly, we stop being funny. We lose all that magic that the little child has. I'm going to fly to the moon. You know, I'm a butterfly, whatever. And then people come in and squash them, and they put them in the school system and they squash their whole ability to be imaginative. Well, that's what we're getting back to right now. So again, imagine every one of those stars behind me is one of your desires. It's already here. Just align your frequency, align your frequency. And surround yourself with people that get excited about this. These are the conversations I have with people every day. The people that go through my 30 and 60-day journey, we're going back and forth mirroring like this every single day. If you don't think that'll change your entire life in the most incredible way, I promise you, you'll undo programs like that. They don't stand a chance, because you'll be tracking it every day and you have the tools to do it. And so I only work with 4 people a month because I give them everything. We're in contact every day, messaging back and forth. We get on and do our recorded video calls. They go through the book, they go through the PowerPoint trainings, and they're like, oh my God, I thought I was awake. And they see these other programs, and as soon as you see it, it dismantles it. It's truly, truly life-changing stuff. And everybody's waking up to these higher levels of conscious awareness now. So if anybody's interested in going on this journey, send me a private message or go to the portal2awakening.com website. It explains the whole thing, what we go through, the healing process, and then the unlimited manifestation process, truly. I mean, it changes everything. And I have 3 spots open right now, if that interests you. And the book is on sale at half price through Sunday at portal2awakening.com. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. My door is always open. I'm going to start doing these lives where people are going to be able to come on and ask questions, because I want to be able to interact with people and not do all the talking all the time. Because it's when people ask the questions that other people feel safe to ask questions, like I do in the private groups, and then things just start to pop. But in the beginning, a lot of people are afraid to ask a question because their ego doesn't want them to be on the spot live, and it's just another program. So I'm going to set a time to do the lives 2 or 3 times a week, and I'll post that on my page because I want as many people as possible to be able to do it. Right now it's 9:26 a.m. here on Friday in Thailand. I'm in the future. So it should be 9:26 on the East Coast, like Florida and US, and it should be only 6:30 p.m. in California right now. So to all those out there celebrating everything that we have to be thankful for, thank you to everybody that's hung on this call this long. Thank you to everybody that shares it. Again, I'm going to leave you with this. The shift is on. It's on fully. And it all comes down to we are creating our reality in every moment. There's nothing more important than learning to track your vibration and frequency in every moment. Begin your day consciously laying in bed and envision and magnetize with a smile and with excitement what you know you have already pulled in to your vibrating holographic field, i.e. your life. It's already here. And if you have any doubt, then just play with it and just sit there and breathe until you feel a yes, and then keep coming back to it as many times during the day. I have everybody that I journey with and my clients set 15 alarms on their phone. They set it to go off every hour during the day. Even if you don't catch those, let's say you catch 5 a day. That's 150 times a month that you came back, you took a breath and you went, okay, I'm going to reset my frequency and I'm going to remagnetize what I know I've pulled in to my life. Abundance, amazing people. The next thing I wanted, I'm not going to use the word job because I don't like that word. But you know what I mean. Anything you want to attract into your life. How many times a day do you stop all those automatic thoughts that are just running on repeat that keep people in repeating 3D, lower vibrational timelines for the most part. I'm not saying nobody out there isn't, repeating incredible thoughts. I mean, there's an amazing group of people out there. I'm just saying, for those that may be tuning in and maybe haven't heard this before, I needed to hear this stuff from my teachers hundreds of times before it actually anchored in. I'm doing my best to repeat it so you'll download it and really get it, and you don't have to spend 20 to 30 years like I did and many other people did. Because what happens is the mind goes, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, those alarms, that sounds good. But how many people are picking up their phone right now to set 15 alarms onto their phone? That's the difference between those that are going to create massive shifts moving forward and those that are just going to go, it sounds okay. Because unless you've trained yourself every single day to really track the frequency and vibration of every single thought and every single word, you're going to run on automatic pilot for the most part, and you're just going to keep recycling all those 60 to 80,000 thoughts. Very little will change if you're doing that. So this is the invitation. Every day create anew. Don't bring those old stories. Don't bring lack of forgiveness for people. Forgive everybody. Thank them. Thank them for playing their role. Because everything that happened to you gives you a deeper awareness, deeper compassion, and the ability to move forward and help other people. Every bad thing that happened to me is part of my toolkit for every single client that I work with. And it allows me to have the insights, the awareness. I can feel the frequency in their body when they're holding pain or fear, and I can mirror them through it quickly, quickly, quickly. Not like a psychologist or a psychiatrist that asks you mundane questions and drags you along for 10 or 20 years. I experienced it. This stuff happens quickly. So if there's anybody that wants to clear something, I'm not going to heal anybody. I heal Jeff. But I assist people in healing. It's you that does it. Yeah. It was you all along. So much love to everybody. Have an incredible Thanksgiving and day beyond. Track your frequency. Get excited, because all the energies that are coming into the planet right now are raising our DNA. They're raising conscious awareness. People are waking up. People are going to need a lot of support. So remember, don't judge them. Don't judge the ones that all called us conspiracy theorists and laughed at us. They're all going to feel small enough when they realize that everything we were telling them was true. So just be kind to them, welcome them with open arms, and say, it's okay, come over here. We've been waiting. And everybody's been waiting for us too. We're all popping like popcorn. But get your popcorn ready, because the United States is about ready to release some big truths. Many blessings to everybody. So much love. Have an